This is Eagle Owl, and today I'll be talking about Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. The interception was overblown. Also, Micah Parsons want the Giants investigated. And lastly, Jalen Carter was dominant. Don't listen to PFF, but let's get straight into it. All right, before we get straight into it, I could not go another video. I just couldn't do it without talking about Maro Ojomo and how efficient he was. He was awesome. He was great. He did everything you wanted him to do. Now, he took 11 snaps and I think got multiple pressures within 11 snaps. I see his role increasing, and even Anthony DeBona wrote a quick article about him, and this is what he had to say. Stock up Moro Jomo. Following the retirement of Fletcher Cox, the Eagles needed someone to rush the passer along with the defensive line. Second-year defensive lineman Moro Ojomo stepped in limited snaps against the Packers. Ojomo was Philadelphia's second most efficient pass rusher. According to Pro Football Focus, Ojomo recorded 2 total pressures on just 11 snaps. Only Zach Bond was more efficient in pass rushing opportunities in week 1. So that lets you know how good Maro Ojomo is. His role is going to increase. And there was a play, Jordan Love, I think he had somebody open in the middle of the field for a touchdown, but Ojomo got there so fast and it slowed down Jordan Love and potentially stopped the touchdown, and that turned into a field goal. So Ojomo, he had a great camp and it's starting to carry over to the regular season. But let's get into the topics. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts and the AJ Brown interception and it being overblown. I'll be the first to say it. Even though I was overzealous with the interception, I was pissed off, but still, I hated the interception because Jalen Hurts, no. Don't throw a ball across your body while moving like that. But the All 22 exposed how open AJ Brown was. And if AJ Brown did not slip, that was a touchdown. But Jair Alexander made one hell of a play. Just one hell of a play. And let me play this clip.
Interception here because they always falls on the quarterback, even though it's not always on the quarterback. The protection is fantastic. It's really just a cradle of love right there. It's a good pocket. If you're going to get outside the pocket, though, all right, you hope your receiver is going to go uncover. And A.J. Brown does. He's got his hand up in the air right there. In fact, he's got 2 hands in the air. That gives Jair Alexander, like, eyes on him. So Jalen's going to throw it. And the throw's not bad. But right here, A.J. slips. So he can't adjust to the ball. Like everybody slipped in this game. And he slips and allows Jair to get to the ball before A.J. can. So credit Jair. It's a great play by him. Great play. Brings it out of the end zone. But, I mean, you're not trying to throw it to him. Your receiver's slipping in the end zone and can't adjust to the ball. And I'm sure Jalen's pissed about the whole thing, but it's part of playing on that field, that soccer field in Brazil.
You see how Baldy broke it down? You seen what Jalen Hurts saying? Jalen Hurts was pissed about it because I know he thinking like, dang, I had AJ open, but AJ ended up slipping. So the All 22, you guys were right. That should have been a touchdown. So if you wipe that one away, he still, I guess, one pick that was kind of crazy. There was 2 that could have potentially been a pick. But this one, I think on a good field environment, that would have been a touchdown easily. And I still probably would have criticized the throw just a little bit like, dang, Jalen don't throw it across his body like that, especially in the red zone. You about to, close this game out. It's like, don't really like it, but it is what it is. And he bailed the pocket a little too fast. That pocket was tad bit clean, but I see why he was rolling out. He wanted the defenders to come down, but if he stayed in the pocket, just stayed patient, the old line was holding up that defensive line. Probably would have found somebody open anyway. Just my opinion. But again, that's one I went a little crazy about. But we still won the game. It is what it is. But Fran Duffy actually broke down some as well. I wanted to talk about Jalen Hurts, and let me play this clip.
This offseason was going to be Jalen Hurts against the blitz. And while we didn't see double-digit pressures from the Green Bay Packers, we didn't see anything in terms of an all-out pressure or cover zero blitz from them. We did get a handful of pressure looks, and Jalen Hurts was very efficient in those situations. And more importantly, he was decisive and had a good understanding of where the hot routes were already built in to the structure of the play. And that was something that didn't always seem prevalent last year in watching the film. Here's a great example. It's the first half, and you could see that Green Bay has got 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage, and it's a variety of positions here, but essentially, without getting into the end zone angle and breaking down who's got who, you've got 6 guys. That means they're going to be on the 5 offensive linemen and the running back. They're going to handle those 6 guys. If anybody else in the entire structure of this Packers defense comes, that's going to be on quarterback Jalen Hurts. Because remember, the protection can't change once the ball has been snapped. And so what happens when the ball is snapped? Well, Jalen Hurts gets the ball. 2 defensive tackles drop out for the Packers here, and the nickel corner, Keyshawn Nixon, comes off the edge. Jalen Hurts is now hot. He has got to get the ball out. And look at how quickly and decisively he knows he can get this ball over to A.J. Brown, who's got an off-coverage corner to the boundary side, and he throws this out-breaking route right before Nixon gets there. It's a nice throw on the money. It's early, so this is a nice anticipation throw from Jalen Hurts as well, and A.J. Brown's able to drop step and get vertical, good yards after catch. That's a 20-yarder and a first down. That's a third down pickup there for the Eagles offense. Later in the game, the Eagles in an empty set. We saw a decent amount of empty from the Eagles in this game. And this one is not going to be a pressure look. It's your standard wide front with 4 down linemen. But Green Bay is going to send a linebacker here as an extra blitzer. And so Jalen Hurts recognizes that. He sees the linebacker rotate to the other side to replace the void there from Quay Walker. Where do his eyes go? Immediately to his hot route. He knows if that linebacker is leaving, then there's a void over on the other side of the field. And Jalen Hurts is able to get the ball to Grant Calcaterra, who's able to once again get vertical and pick up the first down. How decisive Jalen Hurts was on these throws, and it may seem inconsequential, it may seem small, it might seem minute. This is big, especially considering what we saw from this offense a year ago.
You see, perfect against the blitz. Perfect. Nick Sirianni even said, like, this team will beat the blitz. And what did the Packers do? Tried to bring the blitz. See if we got the answers. 6 or 7, 90-plus yards. Jalen Hurts definitely beat the blitz. And now that we know Jalen Hurts can beat the blitz, that's how you know this team will be dangerous. It's going to be extremely dangerous, and the Eagles are going to be a fun team to watch. But somebody is mad at the Giants, and he's hating, and let me play this clip.
Like, yo, Saquon Barkley adding to this Eagle offense, I think was better than a lot of people ever imagined. You create now, for granted, they had some great running backs come through there. Sorry, my apologies. They had some great running backs come through there, right? They had Miles Sanders, DeAndre Swift. Now they just added Saquon. Each all of them went Pro Bowl, All Pro. So I already expected Saquon to do that. But I think Saquon has a chance to be Offensive Player of the Year in this new offense. Receiving touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns, over 100 total all-purpose yards. It looked very dynamic, and he looked very explosive. He looked very back to normal Saquon. I tweeted that the Giants should be under investigation. You know why? Because how do you let this explosive weapon go to an NFC rival? Now, for granted, I get it. You paid Daniel Jones, whatever. But this is like a brand new Saquon. It looked like he got a breath of fresh air. And no offense, sometimes you do need a breath of fresh air out of organization. Sometimes organization really don't want you to succeed and things like that. And I'm not saying that happened. In business happens like that. But this is like a whole new brand new Saquon. He looked great.
Shout out to Micah Parsons, man. Micah Parsons is something else. So I agree with him. You know, Saquon can be the Offensive Player of the Year, especially if he keep up this type of play. And I think he can. I think he will keep up this type of play because the offensive line is too good. Now, 3 touchdowns every game, I don't think that's going to happen. But I could see him averaging between 80 to 100 yards almost per game. Like, he could have one of those type of seasons. Even if he have a down game of running the ball, he can be great in the passing game, or if he just have a normal passing game like 20 yards or 15 yards or whatever, he can go off in the run game because he is a home run hitter. A lot of people are criticizing him about that, like, oh, he's just a home run hitter. Okay, that's all we need is a home run hitter. If he can get a touchdown or two hitting home runs, we cool with that because you still have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. The problem was in New York, he'd go for them home runs, but Daniel Jones wasn't doing his part, or that receiver core, or even that O-line. He'd hit his home runs, but the Giants get nothing out of it. If he hit home runs with the Eagles, you seen what could happen. Like, the Packers had that game in their hands. It's just Saquon was too good. AJ was too good. Devontae Smith was too clutch. It just is what it is. So Micah made some good points. We had some good running backs. You had Miles Sanders. We had DeAndre Swift. And now you add Saquon. And Saquon, to me, came at the right time. Because if he would have came last year, I would have been mad. I would have been pissed about that. But he came at the right time. Got us money. We got better play callers. And this team really has a legit shot of making it to the Super Bowl. Because I just don't see a team better than this team. The only team that can beat the Eagles are the Eagles, in my opinion. And that almost happened that Friday game. But it didn't. We overcame all of this madness, picks, fumbles, rusty, overcame that, scored 34 points. Against the Falcons, Monday night, we should destroy them. We should destroy them. I don't see the Falcons messing with us. We need that dominant win. And I think that's going to happen, especially with this offense. Yeah, Giants probably should be investigated for making dumb decisions. But let's get into the last topic. Let's talk about Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter has been dominant. We know the PFF grade is a 30, but it makes absolutely no sense. But let's let Baldy break this down.
Watch and enjoy Jalen Carter's power. Like, you tight ends, like, they're just going to get body slammed like this. Offensive tackles, you get up like a contained rush right here. All right, he's on the ground. He's getting up. Tackle's not really getting up fast enough for him. And he just takes his right paw and he just body slams the right tackle. Like, you watch this power right here and just watch him rip right through the right tackle in this play. Like, just body slams people, one play after another. Like, this is just rare power. No guard wants to see this. Just ripping right through this outside shoulder, right to Jordan Love right there. It's just one play after another. There were some great defensive performances. Zach Bond had one. Quinyon Mitchell had one. And then you just get this power. Like, in recognizing the play, now turn and run. Turn and run and get back into the play and make the play. Just one more. Like, the field was bad, and it was bad for everyone. Because, like, he does everything right on this play. He keeps Jordan Love on his outside shoulder. And he's going to go in and maybe get this sack, except there was just way too much of that. By both teams, by all players, everybody had their feet come out from underneath them on that field.
I just don't get the 30 grade. I know a lot of people don't mess with PFF like that. Sometimes I refer to them, sometimes I don't. But when they give Jalen Carter a grade like that, knowing the field conditions, and even with the field conditions, he still made an impact. I don't know what PFF is doing. Maybe, they just like any other website. They need clicks and views, so you got to have that, I don't know, dumb review for everybody to click on it and everybody to react to it. But Jalen Carter had a day. He had a day on Friday, and I think he's going to keep it up. PFF at some point probably can't ignore it. He's going to have a great year. And they just came off biased to me. PFF came off biased to me, man. But shout out to Jalen Carter having a great day. And hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel about the news today? Talked about Ojomo. I just couldn't go another day without talking about him. Jalen Hurts. How do we feel about his game and him just evolving and growing? And this is Eagle Owl. I'm out.